My boy Dave Chappelle got paid. He's happy about that. One of my favorite comedians, everybody. But yeah, again, going on to the Philadelphia Eagles. Going to discuss what the Eagles need to do this offseason, starting with free agency and then the draft. You know how it goes. We're about to chop it up. Let you know right now. So I'll go ahead and take the honors on this. Eagles, wow, negative 33.8. I mean, you might as well just go ahead and call it a season. I don't know. Draft is all you got. I ain't even gonna talk about free agents for y'all. Like, y'all got a lot to do. All right. So I'll make this short. Mariano, sorry, man. Embrace this. Get a pillow and bite on that sucker as best as you can, because it's gonna be a journey.
And you know what's crazy is I just thought about it. I was like, how are they so negative? But they still got the money from the trade with Carson Wentz. So that's pretty much where most of that's coming from. Because y'all trade whatever. I don't know.
Oh man, that's like
so
yeah.
what's crazy is they cut Alshon Jeffrey, they cut Deshaun Watson, they let Zach Ertz go.
Yep.
Y'all still ain't got no money.
Nope.
So who else can y'all cut? I just seen today they restructured Darius Slade.
Yep.
Okay. Which they were so bad last year, I forgot he even went there.
They was talking about Fletcher Cox, and I don't even know how that whole cap situation will work. I mean, they just so screwed right now. You just got to build through the draft. It's gonna be some tough years, but I mean, eventually you might see that light at the end of the tunnel. But at the end of the day, I don't know. But so again, building through the draft is number one priority. And if you can somehow restructure some contracts, and if you have to let some players go, so be it. But I don't think the Eagles should do that. I mean, you could be the New Orleans Saints and be in a lot worse cap situation. So yeah, ain't too bad. But first things first, first thing that pops in my mind when I think about the Philadelphia Eagles, actually it's two things: cornerbacks and receivers. All right. I don't know which, you know what, like I said, this draft is top heavy on receivers. I don't know too much about the cornerbacks. I haven't done a deep dive. I'm just starting, like I told y'all last video, on evaluating quarterbacks, which I messed up last time, but obviously y'all, that kind of helped me out a little bit. But I was saying that for the number 2 overall pick, the Jets, if they decided they wanted to go with a quarterback and trade away Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson is the quarterback that they should select. And again, I need to do a deeper dive, but I will have a quarterback ranking at some point to let y'all know who my top 5 quarterbacks, maybe top 10 if you want to go that deep. So anyways, it's about the Eagles. Cornerback, I feel like first round, all depending on who's available. If you have one of the top receivers, which it's highly likely just because of most of the mocks and even things we've been talking about, quarterbacks is pretty much going off the board, back to back, maybe a lineman, just top 5 picks. So you got the 6th pick. You potentially could have the remains, which not a bad remain, but the Dolphins obviously selecting a receiver potentially if all things go as planned. If they don't get a receiver in free agency, then I mean you have the choice out of between Devontae Smith and Jamar Chase, depending on what the Dolphins do, or if saying the Cincinnati Bengals decide or the Jets decide that they want to go with a receiver. Those all could be a factor, but if saying for some reason you have the worst case scenario and the receivers are off the board, cornerback, I would look into former NFL, son of former NFL player Patrick Surtain. Get a cornerback. I know it's not always the sexiest thing because cornerbacks typically don't do so well. Um, but his father was an NFL player and a pretty good one at that. Miami Dolphins fans, y'all know all about him.
Yes, sir.
Trey, yeah,
Curtain, curtain.
okay. So yeah, I just don't see nothing. Right now I haven't really evaluated the cornerbacks, but just off of name alone, obviously we've seen Antoine Winfield Jr. His father formerly played for the Minnesota Vikings. NFL pedigree has to mean for something. It doesn't always mean that he's going to be a success, but just depending on how the coming days, the interviews, the 40 that the player made display, all that stuff that we're able to do. Unfortunately, there's no combine this year, so you're not going to be able to see all the things that you normally see and have the information and be able to poke at the players like you normally do. But I'm sure that the NFL will try to figure something out. So, again, receiver is a top priority. If you can get one, but I would wait until the second round to do so. So cornerback is Patrick Surtain. The second is there. Select him with the number 2 overall. I mean, with the second round pick. Go ahead and address that receiver position. Now, my third position that the Philadelphia Eagles need to select, they need to go after a linebacker. I mean, last time I don't even know who the middle linebacker is. It's kind of similar to who was it that we talked about not long ago? Not the Colts.
We did the Colts, we did the Dolphins, we did the Bengals, the Jets.
Jags. We talked about some team that they're not known for line. Oh, the Green Bay Packers. It wasn't a draft. It was when the Bucks played the Green Bay Packers.
Oh,
and we were talking about how like the Green Bay Packers, when you think about the middle linebacker, what's his name?
Yeah.
Like you can't even think of it. Like Green Bay, the Philadelphia Eagles, who's the middle linebacker? You can't even think of it. Like the last middle linebacker that I remember playing for the Philadelphia Eagles was Jeremiah Trotter. How long ago was that? That was like in the mid 2000s. Like y'all need to address that position. And if that's in the first round, so be it, because you have some solid, players that you could potentially select, but that wouldn't be the route that I would go about it. But it wouldn't be a bad start because I know there's some good ones. But again, I haven't done my pre-draft evaluation just yet, but I'm getting ready to do that, starting with the quarterbacks and going on from there. But linebackers is the third biggest need. Safety, I feel like that's the fourth biggest need on their team. And offensive line. At some point, you're going to need to address that. I know last year you had a lot of injuries amongst that offensive line. So it didn't really help out things at all for y'all. But I do believe in Jalen Hurts. He showed some things, even though, he was a rookie. And some of his numbers may not be too appetizing for some people. Just give the man a chance. Again, like we talked about with just teams giving players a chance to grow, to develop. Just give the man some time. Let him be. If you want to get a quarterback, get a journeyman backup quarterback like a Fitzpatrick type of deal. Allow Jalen Hurts, even though y'all don't have much cap space to begin with, so that's out of the question. Really, just draft a quarterback late in the round, like 5th round or 4th round, something like that. Just don't draft it high like I did last year. Give this guy a chance. But yeah, so that's my thing. From what I've seen, their points for what they did per game, 26 ranked. Points allowed, they were ranked 20th. Offensive yards per game, they were ranked 24th. Defensive points per game, it was 19th. Turnovers offensively, they had 30. And defensive turnovers, they were ranked 22nd. So, one, you got to find a way to protect the ball. Obviously, most of that came from Carson Wentz.
Yep.
And then the turnovers, obviously, you're not getting much turnover. You're not creating any turnovers. Well, you're creating turnovers, but it's It's not average, but it's below average. But
Right.
it's not bad. So definitely secondary help is a big deal. So get Patrick Surtain the second. I think that'd be a solid pick for y'all. And then try to find receivers, whether it's in the second, third, fourth round. Get that. Honestly, thinking about it now, cornerback first round, second round. I'm sure because of based off of everything that we've been hearing, there's been a lot of defensive players falling into the second round just because of the COVID year, players opting out from playing. I'm sure you'll be able to find a steal right there. This receiver is top heavy on receivers, so I'm sure y'all could possibly find a receiver in the third round. Um, but either way, you can flip flop the second and third with a receiver or a linebacker, however y'all want to do it. Go off of team needs, like best available. So that would be my thought process of how I would try to reconstruct this roster for the Eagles to be successful going forward. Trey, look like you got something to say, so go ahead and
Yeah.
let us know.
All right. So yeah, the Eagles are currently in cap hell, as we just pointed out. So
Bite on that pillow.
there's that. Yeah, it's gonna be a little rough to try to get this fixed. Free agency pretty much is out of your wheelhouse, so to speak. You're gonna have to do a lot of restructuring, looks like, just to get under the cap. So I don't really see you guys signing anybody. If you do, it's gonna be like very extremely cheap deals. So I'm not even gonna look at free agency for y'all because I gotta see if y'all can even make cap space. So
yeah,
back to the draft. So the funny thing about this is, had you guys not reached last year at receiver and taking Justin instead of taking the Rager, you won't still need a receiver. You will only need to worry about the cornerback. You wouldn't have to address the receiver position again.
They've done so bad in drafting receivers, and I know a lot of Philadelphia Eagle fans. I even was reading up on their page and just different articles, and they're just talking about how he has done a terrible job on just drafting players. They don't trust him. They should have kept Carson. Carson wasn't the problem, etc. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, I just think that's funny, and I think it was I think DK Metcalf that year. I think they passed on him too. But anyway, this seems to be a trend. So you have a chance to get it right. Like Vick said, depending on what the Dolphins do, you can get the scraps. So if they don't take Devontae Smith, you can try to get Smith. That would be a home run for you guys. Or if they do take Smith, Jamar Chase, who to me is the best receiver in the draft, that definitely would be a home run. But again, it's just funny to me because had y'all just drafted Justin Jefferson last year, you wouldn't even have to think about this.
Which is crazy because everybody had Justin Jefferson going to the Philadelphia Eagles, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
From what I remember.
Yeah. No, you're right. Everybody had it.
I think the that 40 time kind of looked good to him. So this is why
Oakland Raiders.
Basically. But speaking of 40 times and them needing a DB, I don't know if you guys seen today, the Georgia football DB, Eric Stokes.
Oh yeah.
He ran a 4.2. He ran a 4.24 40. So
don't do it, Eagles.
Knowing based on past blunders in the draft.
Oh, they see that and they're like,
Eagles saw that 40 times
like,
as well. And they're like, we need a corner.
Ooh. And he's fast.
He's really
I can't disrespect the man, but at the same time, Eagles, do your research. If you really feel like that man is worth that 6th overall pick, go ahead. But I'll trade back. I just wouldn't trust it.
You know his stock going up though. When you run,
I'm sure it is.
Your stock.
I don't know his film, so I can't evaluate him right now. But I can't say if he's good or if he's worth it or not.
Right.
But
I'm
yeah,
just
my
saying
bad.
though, just based on the Eagles' past dealings, that seems like that would be something. But if I'm trying, we said we're trying to rebuild it and make it, fix it, right? We're trying to help it out.
Yeah.
So for me, you go receiver first. Just because, like you said, the DBs are defensive players for the most part are going to fall to like the second round anyway.
Yeah.
So if you can get that elite receiver, which y'all need desperately
Yeah.
at this point, Smith or I just shot a blank real quick.
Smith or what?
AllStar or
Oh, Devon.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smith or Jamar Chase, either one of those, you put him in the lineup, you're good at receiver for the most part right there. And then maybe Rager can come along in the slot somewhere. They also have the dude Travis Fulgham, who I don't
Yeah,
remember him from the game against. Well, him and
he
Chase
has some.
was basically going back and forth in that game.
He was solid.
We played the Eagles this year, and then they gave Baltimore a scare too. I thought they were going to beat Baltimore at one point too. So, I mean, you know, Philly. I don't know what to make of them. Let's see. They were 21st in offense, 13th in defense.
Yeah, defense wasn't too bad, but
Yeah, but that's more so that D line that we talked about. We've been saying that since the season that Philly's D line is that is their strong point.
yeah,
Like you said,
I agree.
no inside linebacker. Can't tell you his name. Can't tell you who they are. Secondary. You got
Darius Slay.
Yeah, Darius Slay, but I know like the safety is Jalen. Like I know the names, but
Yeah,
who are they really? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like
Darius Slay got abused against the Green Bay Packers and Seattle Seahawks.
yeah,
But Devontae Adams for the Green Bay Packers, he's always had his number, even when he was back in Detroit.
yeah.
And yeah, you
I
already
don't know.
know.
Like you said, this one is hard to try to rebuild it just because one, you don't have money, so we can't help you out with free agency. Two, you guys don't typically really draft that well for me to like. We can go over like some of the people we think they should take, but knowing Philly, they tend to go against the grain always. Like every mock I pretty much saw last year said Justin Jefferson to the Eagles. Justin Jefferson to the Eagles. And what do the Eagles do? He's on the board. He's available. They can take Justin Jefferson. No, we want Jalen Rager. So, I mean,
we want the Rager boy.
That man wasn't even supposed to be drafted into the second round from what I seen, from all the mocks that I seen. But things happen.
hey, that speed happened. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Oh,
They thought it was gonna be another Deshaun Jackson.
I watched his highlight tape and just film on him. Like, he didn't impress me like that. Yeah, I seen the speed, but it just wasn't. He didn't pop out as a first round talent.
But
Yeah, I guess.
But over the years, though, you gotta think about how many receivers have been. Who were we just talking about? That Spence brought up for the Bengals. Do they still have John Ross? Okay,
John Ross, yeah.
Ass, like that's it. I mean, just because you Hayward Bay.
I didn't see much separation. Like it's just route running is.
But that's just one thing though in the NFL. You definitely will get. You can always get a spot on the roster, even if it's just as a burner, maybe even a decoy. Look at Brashon Perriman. He keeps getting the job every season. You know why? Because he's fast.
Yeah.
He's gotten a little bit better over the years, I guess, at catching. I guess I can say that. He was decent with the ball.
Yeah, he had his best year with us, I would say.
But nonetheless, though, I get it, Philly. If it would have worked out, but nah. That's not the right move. You go for the full wide receiver this time. You can fix what you guys did wrong last season. You can make it right now. But yes, Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase, that would be my option for the first round pick for the Eagles. Spitz.
So who's your quarterback?
They got Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Ramsey.
Right.
Ramsey, right? He don't play
Jalen
quarterback,
Ramsey.
cornerback.
Cornerback.
They need
That
him.
was really yeah, they actually do. That's really the one thing I want to address. I mean, they say, oh, you know, Jalen Hurts' position is not vital. It's like, you know, they're gonna have some competition. Just why? Why? Just have him at quarterback. Let's move on so that we can focus on the bigger thing instead at hand, which is your cap space. Your cap space. You guys have put y'all. You know, there's a term, and it's called shooting yourself in the foot. They're at the point they shoot their whole foot off. So
bazooka and grenades.
Just everything's gone. With this, man, this is probably this draft for them is a chess move. They have to play this very, very, very carefully because one wrong pick and it might go up in smokes. Everybody's contract is gonna get restructured. There's some holes on the defense that, man, maybe we need to get corners, but also wide receivers. I mean, yeah, Alshon Jeffrey's gone.
Jackson's gone.
Jackson's gone. Ertz is gone. So now for them, they have Dallas Goddard.
Goddard, yeah.
Goddard. Okay.
He's nice.
He's nice. He's been picking up when Zach Ertz been injured. He's been stepping up, making the big ones count.
Little injury history though, but
a little bit.
solid
But
when he plays.
right.
Miles Sanders at running back.
Right. Sanders. Was Boston?
Yeah,
I like
Tray's
Boston.
boy.
Yeah, I like Boston.
Yep.
I feel
Boston.
like
So
enough. They used him towards the end of I think he played like the last game of the season or something like that, and he showed flashes. I think he could be Darren Sproles if used correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which they had Darren Sproles, so they should know how to. But then again,
use
Andy Reid.
He has the ability. He's not as shifty. Not saying he's not shifty, but he's
I get Darren Sproles
had
some wiggle.
Darren Sproles and even before then, Westbrook.
Brian Westbrook, yep.
Yeah, those two boys are special.
Brian
Westbrook was the best out of those, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember Brian Westbrook. But yeah, with those, I mean, I feel like those positions, other than, of course, you may need a tight end just because of Dallas's injury history. Other than that, mostly are kind of solidified, kind of like, okay, they're fine there. But of course, line, wide receivers. I mean, this draft is offensive heavy, so they should do all right. But listen, I know that time looks amazing. Stay away from it.
I think if any team
stay away from it,
it would be them. They would be the team to jump.
They would look at it. It's like, I want that one. No, that is what you want. I want that one. No, stay away, Philly. Stay away from it.
Let me see. Where do the Raiders pick? Because that's something they would do too. Actually.
Oh yeah,
that's something the Raiders would do too.
The Raiders.
The Raiders not. Ooh, the Raiders not till. I feel like they're not till after. I think they're after 18 because I got the first like 18, and I don't see their name on it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So.
Oh wait, no, they're number 17. They're number 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Possibly.
They're number 17.
They might reach.
Yeah.
Maybe. But for the Eagles, man, just first, I want to say what could help them, but first, let's change that. Let's change your salary cap to at least a little bit decent. I know with the whole Wentz trade, you gotta have to take that on, but Man, there's not a lot of things. Everything that has to
I don't
happen
even
has
know
to
who else
happen
they
in
can cut
house.
to try to make room, or it's because you still have to fill the roster too. Like,
Right.
it's bad.
That's what I'm saying. It's bad. It's bad, guys.
It's almost as bad as the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No, we're actually under. We're back under the cap.
I'm gonna say they're back under the cap.
Yeah. I just messed around.
I was gonna say, but
I gotta mess around with Trey a little bit.
I think our glaring need is running back and O-line. Like it's a clear path.
And
no.
I would say another pass rusher out opposite of TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Seeing what happened when he didn't have it.
Yeah.
But
I think Bush coming back will help a little bit with that too, though.
Yeah, especially in the middle. You seen what happened. Thought that boy Avery Williams was going to do something, but didn't really seem to be much of an answer.
I like Spillane too, though. Hopefully, we bring him back for a cheap deal.
I hope he get here. Hey, get that bag, Spillane.
Nah, he definitely not getting no back. He
obviously
ball like.
I would say sure.
He did a solid one. Yeah,
he'd be a good steal for shit. Phil. Well, never mind. I forgot y'all broke.
Nah, they ain't got money. They broke.
I don't got money like that.
We was talking about you don't know who their middle linebacker is. He's somebody who like could go on that team and play a good role for somebody like them, but like you said, they broke, so that don't even work for them.
Go to Arizona.
Brokey.
Just because they don't got no real presence in the middle of their, defense, but yeah, that won't even help them. Yeah, y'all shot yourself in the foot with that whole Carson Wentz thing. It's mind-boggling.
Oh no! They didn't shoot themselves in the foot. The foot is gone.
You willingly took a $30 million cap hit. Just
their foot is gone.
Oh, it's been amputated. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man.
No, they shot themselves in the manhood. Yeah, me.
That foot is gone. That foot is gone, guys.
Yeah.
I get it, but I don't get it.
All right. So it sounds like we're all in agreement. More so
now,
as far as the needs, the positions, as far as receiver, DB, me and Vick, they should address at some point. Look at inside linebacker, maybe. Yeah. Now, the thing is just like what order you decide to take them in. Vick thinks you go DB first because it's deep with receiver.
Yeah.
I think the opposite. I think because
it's not sexy. It's not sexy. Now, don't get me wrong. I know if I was an Eagles fan, I'm sure a lot of people will boo that pick because they want
boo their pick regardless.
They're gonna boo it regardless, but they'll boo it a lot more because they feel like they need a receiver. But then again, I'm not an Eagles fan, so I don't know how they would feel about it. But I think logically, having somebody to pair up with Darius Slay, it would go a long way because we've seen these past few years the Eagles secondaries get torched year in and year out. The receivers, I feel like it's deep. It's deep in receivers. So go ahead and select a receiver, second, third round. Like even if you do back to back, whatever. Like get those players. But I know the best one is what most Eagles I would think they would want is to get Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith. But
now, if either one of them are still on the board though, and they take any other position, they are going to boo that pick.
Oh yeah, no matter. Oh yeah, I agree. So, we didn't do this, but team win loss. Even though, like again, this is premature. All of this, like we're just going off of what we think.
The Bengals either.
But how many wins do y'all think the Bengals will have this season? I'll start it off with the Bengals. I believe.
Hey, factor in there's going to be 17 games more than likely. It hasn't been officially announced yet, but there is going to be an extra game. So throw that in there.
I'm going to say the Bengals will win. They'll win 6 games, no more. I'm gonna say they're gonna win 6 games, and that's a stretch. That's a stretch because I honestly want to say 5, but I'm gonna go with 6. We'll go with 6 because I mean, like they got a lot of they got 42.1 in cap. It's not a lot, but it's definitely not like the Eagles, you know. So they got some ability to maneuver. They were still competitive in most games. Obviously, they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. No, but I'm gonna say 6 games.
That's how I feel about that.
So, what's your prediction, Trey?
For the Bengals, high end would be 6.
Yeah.
Low end.
Just about what they won last year, 4.
I believe so.
So I'll say
I,
4.
yeah, because I just think that Joe Burrow he makes a big effect on that team, despite what they have on
I
the
mean,
roster.
the thing is, I think they'll be in games maybe for
Yeah.
some point. Like he'll keep them in games, or maybe he'll keep them in games up to a certain point.
Yeah.
If they can't fix the defense, you know how we've seen how that goes with certain teams. Is like you can score as much, but once they get one stop on you, and then your defense can't stop, now they're up 2 scores.
Yeah.
They stop you again. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see it's a lot of their games maybe start off close and then kind of just drift away from them just because they don't have a defense right now. But yeah, I'd say 4 wins, which would that be 4-13? Adding another game. So yeah. Spence.
Okay.
For the Bengals, well, let's see. Trey, you should get this one. I will say a Booker T. So
Booker T.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically just 5 wins.
Okay.
And then for Philly,
I mean, go ahead.
Philly.
Go ahead, Trey.
they play in the NFC. NFC.
I say they wish.
Least. Yep.
Yeah. NFC least.
I don't know. I feel like depending on what Washington does at quarterback, I feel like Washington could really just smack that whole division this year.
I agree.
Especially if Dallas doesn't have Dak.
Yeah, if they don't franchise tag him.
Franchise Dak, I feel like Washington could really just run through that division.
Right.
But they all kind of beat up on each other at the same time. So I give Philly 6 wins.
6.
I think that's being generous too, honestly. Okay. I'm being generous, but I'll say 6. Because what they were 4-11-1 because they had a tie, so they tied with Cincy, I believe. So yeah. So let's say that tie is win this year. That's 5. So I'm saying they win one more game potentially than last year with an extra game to play. Yeah, 6 sounds fair. I can see them win 6 games.
All right, Spence.
I can see him win 6 games too. I can see that. Like Trey said, I feel like the NFC least. I feel like I think it's all coming to like, hey, we all suck, but we're all gonna have competitive games. So other than that, I feel like Washington will be the stronger suit out of that division, especially if Dak is not gonna resign. Yeah, I could see 6 wins from Eagles. It's not going to be what y'all want, but look on the bright side. If Washington can make it in the playoff with what record they have, the sky's the limit, guys.
All right. Well, I want to agree with y'all and say 6, but I'm going to say 5. I'm going to say 5 wins is what the Philadelphia Eagles get. And side note, I know we'll eventually talk about it, but I just want to speak it into existence. I hope the Dallas Cowboys don't sign Dak Prescott. I know y'all mentioned that, but I hope they don't sign him, and I hope he signs with the Washington football team.
You said Pittsburgh Steelers role. All right.
I did. But it'd be the ultimate revenge. I don't think he would be interested in signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers just because he would solely want revenge on his former team.
No, I get that.
Beat him out twice a year. But realistically, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers would be the best thing if
it was available to have.
So like I said, I predicted next year that he would be a free agent just because I feel like Jerry Jones is not going to let him off the hook for free. He's going to franchise tag him because, they're just not willing to work with each other. And they're both just being petty. Well, Jerry's being more petty than anything, but, it's neither here nor there. We're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. So 5 wins is what I got them projected at the moment. Again, it's all premature. We're just going off of what we believe that the team should do. We'll be able to give a better analysis on this post-draft. Probably going into training camp, most definitely before the season starts. Just letting y'all know, like, who we think what we think each team is going to do, and our Super Bowl predictions and whatnot. But that's for a future time. Other than that, fellas, y'all have anything that y'all want to add?
Nope.
So here we go.
Before we head out, just want to give a quick shout out. The NFL, I guess in a way to say, they hired the first Black African American referee, Maya Chaka. I probably pronounced that incorrectly. But I'm sure I'll hear that at some on SportsCenter or something tonight, given the proper pronunciation, and I'll be able to give that to y'all next time. But tomato, shout out to you, Miss Chaka. I like the moves that the NFL has been doing. Just whether it's NFL, NBA. Definitely, they're making progress going forward, whether it's, for the females. I know it's still not perfect. They got some ways to go, but there's a signs of good things to come. So that's it on my end.
Yeah. I don't have any shout outs. That is definitely a good look though, for the league. Well, what we just had our first woman referee for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just in general. And now they hired a minority referee. So yeah, that is definitely progress. Obviously we have the 49ers coaching staff. They have female. So little by little, we're starting to see more diversity.
Buccaneers too.
In the league. Yeah, the Buccaneers staff is pretty much all minority and diverse from top to bottom. So
defensive line coach is a female. Strength and conditioning coach, same thing. So yeah.
Yep. So I mean, outside of that, what Spence, you have anything?
No, gentlemen.
Actually, I have a quick question for you before we kind of wrap this. How's Adam Gase?
Ooh. Yeah, I'm curious.
How's Adam Gase doing? Have you talked? I'm sure you talked to him since he got fired.
Why would I care about? Why would I?
That's your boy.
Yeah, y'all like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
brother from another mother. Ain't that what you told me one time off the air?
I got you. Okay, this is what you're gonna do, Vic. This is what you're gonna do. Gotcha. So anyway, So,
Vick is back.
Boo this man. Boo.
see, I was cool and collective until you had to bring something up.
Wait.
One,
Well, why you attacking me? That was actually Trey.
well, here's the thing. I don't have anything for Trey right now. So till then,
you never have nothing like that.
But here's the thing.
If you're scared, just say that.
But here's the thing, Vic. You could have just left it out. You could have stayed, just kept to yourself, and just chill. But nah, you want to throw fire too.
You know, like back in school, like you be roasting somebody.
Right, and then
somebody be getting roasted.
I know you ain't talking.
Yeah, you can't roast them.
I know you.
Yeah, you can't roast them, so you get on the person that's laughing. That's all that is.
That was me. I was always that guy. I'm like, man, I'm just minding my business. I happen to hear something funny, and you over here just pointing me out. Like, hey, all these people laughing. Why you gotta call me out?
And guess what? And now you wondering why we're at what we're at.
I'm a civilian at a crime scene. I just happen to be a bystander.
Well, you're a whore. Well, guess what? You just got hit. Anyways, but one, I have no idea why. What happened?
No, I know that's your boy. I was genuinely concerned. I'm sorry.
Listen, Trey, I know you're happy that Ben is back and everything. I know you're full of glee, but delusion is a hell of a drug. Anyways, no, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm just waiting for the floodgates of free agency to open. I'm just waiting for it.
Yeah.
There's gonna I'm ready for a WTF moment. I'm waiting for it. It's gonna be one. And you'll be like, what? There it is.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is honestly going to be one of the crazier free agencies.
I hope so, because I got my popcorn ready.
I'm ready, man.
I don't think you're gonna like it too much, though. I think you're gonna lose some pieces from both of your teams.
I'm gonna be just fine.
I think you think so?
Be just fine. Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the Bucks' current cap.
Yeah.
It's a lot less than what was expected. So
yeah.
I don't know who getting re-signed. Suck Up might have been the only re-sign. I don't know what's going on. I just don't understand how the cap works though, because remember we were just talking about it last week. For certain teams, like they were saying it's one thing, and then like where's the money going? I'm not understanding. Man. Like the Bucks had like 30 million after the Super Bowl. Now they're down to like 11.6 or something like. Where's that much money disappear to?
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't get how the cap works.
That well for the cap, how it typically works is based on the games that are played throughout the season, from what I understood. The TV promotions and stuff like that. Obviously, your game's being televised. So like the bigger name teams, like saying like the Steelers, Cowboys, just all the big teams that everybody knows about that gets nationally televised.
Yeah.
The TV deals, which that's coming up, they give money to the owners and then it trickles down from there, which is why it's important with this TV deal that's coming out hopefully in the next week, maybe sooner.
Add a little extra money, I guess.
Exactly. Add a little bit extra money because it's not coming from the team owners per se. It's more so coming off of just like with the NBA, like you got they got I think it's 82 games, right? So they have all those games televised. So that's why you see bigger contracts in the NBA compared to the NFL, where it's once a week. Well, once a week for that team, but you have
certain teams are only on in their local market for the most part, right?
Exactly. So it's just
there's few national TV spots.
Yeah.
So Sunday Night Football, everybody sees that. Monday night football, everyone sees that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like even Thursday night, everyone can see that.
Yeah.
Like those 1 o'clock, a lot of those 1 o'clock games, that's
Yeah.
basically your local, wherever you
Yeah.
stay, that's going to depend on who you watch. Like a lot of time, even Pittsburgh doesn't come on like for 1 o'clock. I can't get it here. I have to watch that. I have a website to watch it. I can only get Miami or Tampa local if it's a 1 o'clock game for the most part.
So yeah, that's typically how that whole thing works. So I mean, it's unfortunate, and that's just how it goes. That's why you see like with the NFL, like it's real petty, but like at the same time, like they're making money and at whatever way possible. Even though it was a COVID year, like all these fines and like with Antoine Winfield throwing the deuces, like you finding players for that and just for the amount that they're just trying to find ways to get their money back. And it's just, it's sad, but that's just what it's come to. Like they're trying to recover from this COVID year. So, and the bad teams like Jacksonville and et cetera, which, Jacksonville, they're straight regardless because they have a lot of cap space, but things like the Bucks or whoever is competitive that is not in a big market, they're going to struggle more so than other teams. But the whole NFL is struggling. So that's just that's the understanding that I got. Now, if I'm wrong, for all the fans that watch the channel, feel free to comment that down below in the comment section, just to let us know, like, hey, how exactly the process works. I try to always check the comments to see, if there's any feedback or anything, or just reach out to us in the DM. We have the great sports debate. If y'all don't know, contact us. We'll send you an invite to the page and go from there. So, and y'all have our IG. So, whatever. But that's all I got.
All right, boys. Well, so you've heard what we had to say. You can agree, you can disagree, but at the end of the day, all takes are valid.
All right,
boys.
Yes, sir.